いらっしゃいませ。いらっしゃいませ。はい、2名様ですか。はい、ご案内いたします。はい、こちらどうぞ。ご来店ありがとうございます。
Alright, so what's your name?
I'm Scott Lamberts.
And where are you from?
I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the U.S.
Alright, and so why did you decide to get a part-time job in Japan?
Well, I'd actually kind of thought about doing this well before I came to Japan. If I was going to go all the way to Japan, I knew I wanted to do something kind of Japanese. So I thought working in a Japanese restaurant would be the best experience.
Of course. Why did you decide to work in a restaurant?
Well, you learn a lot at school, and I figured that, you know, getting a job at a restaurant, you get to interact with customers of a lot of different ages, and that would be a really good way to practice what you learn at school, especially with Japanese and Keigo as part of the language. I think that getting practice with Keigo, you can't get it anywhere else besides a restaurant.
Right, and why not say English eikaiwa like every other foreign student?
Well, actually, I did do a little bit of eikaiwa before I started here, and it was fun, and the pay was good, but I'm just speaking English in Japan. I can do that anywhere, so I thought, how about a restaurant?
Good choice. So I guess from working here, how much Japanese level did you need to actually work in a restaurant?
Well, the first most worrisome part was writing the resume and getting an interview, but in an intermediate level of Japanese, there was almost no problem. In fact, I think I exceeded the manager's expectations. I think that in an intermediate level, as long as you can read or write about 500 kanji, and you, most importantly, can read the menu, the rest just comes naturally.
Okay, so my next question was, how was interacting with the customers?
Well, there's difficult customers and there's good customers, no matter what. That's no matter what country you're in. I think that's a given. But for the most part, interacting with customers was fun. They always ask me questions about where I'm from, how long I've been here, and from there, baseball fans ask me about the home baseball team, and soccer fans ask me about the World Cup. Lots of great conversations happened, and it was a ton of fun. I feel like I learned a lot from just interacting with the customers.
Did they treat you differently just because you were a foreigner, or?
It's kind of weird to say, but I think I got a little bit of special treatment being a foreigner. There was almost an excitement of getting to deal with a waiter or they say hall staff that's from a foreign country. I think people get kind of excited about it. So it makes work a really fun environment.
That's good. What about your coworkers? How was interacting with them?
Well, in Japan you have the senpai kohai. So senpai is your seniors and your kohai are the people who started after you. And from my senpai, immediately I learned everything. The manager and the owner of the place, they don't necessarily teach you, but they expect the senpai to teach the kohai. And I think from that I learned a valuable lesson about how to deal with your superiors in Japan. And then on the other side of the coin, people who started after me, there was a challenge of using a different kind of Japanese to tell them they needed to do a certain thing, but do it politely and not insulting. So it's kind of a neat balancing act, and I actually became a senpai to about 5 employees here. It was really kind of cool.
And I guess this will be my last question. Do you have any advice for these other exchange students or other foreigners coming to Japan, maybe getting a job? Or?
I think the first thing is, I was so worried about the interview and the application process. Once you learn the kanji for it, this place is hiring, help wanted. A lot of times you wanna apply right then and there. You think it's a great place. My advice would be, if you see a place you want to apply to, go in and be a customer. Be a customer, see if the atmosphere is nice, see if the host treats you nice, see if the waiter is respectable. And once you've been a customer of the place, if you feel if it's good and natural, don't be afraid. And you've already studied Japanese before you came here, or you wouldn't have come here. Use the confidence you have in your language. And I applied for 5 different jobs and got offered 4 at different restaurants. And they want to hire foreign students. They love our enthusiasm, they love our drive. And I think that, don't be afraid. I think that's the #1 advice. Don't be afraid and do your best.
Alright, that's about it. Thanks.
Thank you. こんばんは。
はい、
韓学の留学生のためインタビューさせていただきたいと思いますが、よろしいでしょうか。
はい、どうぞ。
はい、最初にお名前教えていただけますか。
はい、かがり火の大本です。
はい、そして出身はどこですか。
出身は日本の大阪です。
はい、ありがとうございます。じゃあ今から6個の質問を聞きたいんですが、いいですか。
はい、どうぞ。
じゃあ1番、なぜコートレンでこの店を開こうと思いましたか。
まず駅に近いのと、学生が多い町、うちは食べ放題なんでターゲットがそこなんでここにしました。
あ、そうですね。韓学は近いのですよね。はい。そして今まで何年間この店をやってますか。
8年になります。
8年。
はい。
そしてこの店の誕生日は今月でしょうね。
そうですね。
あ、
はい。
おめでとうございます。3番目ね、留学生を雇うことについてどう思いましたか。
今までは中国の子と韓国の人を雇いましたけど、その他の人にも来てほしいということで、募集をかけました。
はい、そうですね。
はい。
じゃあ、ありがとうございます。4番目ですね。
はい。
この店で働くならどれぐらい日本語が必要ですか。
そうですね。日常会話聞き取れてある程度喋れたら大丈夫です。
そうね。
はい。
特に注文とかは難しいと思いますか。
慣れたら難しいとは思わない。一緒のことばっかり聞くんで。
はい、はい、そうですね。じゃあ実際留学生を雇ってどう思いましたか。
真面目でよく働くなと思いました。実際に。はい。
すごい楽です。日本でアルバイトしたい留学生にアドバイスがありますか。
そうですね。まず習ったことを、きちっとできること。あと自分でよく考えて動くことかな。だから教えられたことじゃなくて自分で考えを持って仕事をするっていうところが一番大事だと思います。
そうですね。
はい。
あとは
特にそうまあ日本語が日本人は難しいから習ったことも自分で考えを持って動かんとダメだ。それが一番大事だと思います。
そうですね。はい、私はそうと思いますね。
はい、
今まで。じゃあ、あと悪いけどもう一つの特別な質問がありますけど、今月の私の給料はどこですか。
持ってます。
Yes. Okay.
Okay,